Welcome to episode 400.
Welcome to episode 400. How about the movie guy?
Yeah, they can play with it.
In a world where there was a 400th episode.
Ooh.
Ooh, 400.
Here, you do it. You do the movie guy.
I just did it.
Sound effects.
In a world where there's a 400th episode. 2 dudes, 1 insurance, lots of nuggets. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Oh wow, that's good. We need the guy from Police Academy.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah,
He's
the
good.
guy
I know
with
you're
all the
talking
sounds. Yeah. All right, that's
Okay,
good.
you can have it.
Hey, Craig, let's get into some coffee talk.
Hey, I love it. I love doing some coffee talk.
Well, talk about what?
Dogs, daughters, whatever. It's coffee talk.
Coffee talk.
I always look down at the
Craig.
screen when I'm booming, Mr. Jason.
We did it.
We did it.
This is number 400.
Oh, man. That's like taking a 40 and throwing a 0 on the end.
That's what he said.
Yep.
So, wow, 400 episodes.
400
Super cool.
episodes.
Never
Yeah.
thought that we would ever do that many.
I never thought we'd get past number 1.
Truth.
Yeah.
Truth be told.
Yeah. Was number 1
So-
the Elizabeth? It was the lawyer, huh?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't remember. I'm the one with the good memory around here.
That's right. So Craig and I hung out for a little bit last week, huh?
We sure did,
super
Mr.
cool.
Jason. It was fun.
We went to a super cool event, FHL, a
Yeah.
lot of speakers, and it was nice to kind of, I don't know, you know how you go into these events and it's like, it just kind of takes you out of the everyday that you're in and makes you think a little bit deeper and in different ways to do things, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just, for the 400th episode, I wanted to kind of share my takeaway from the event more than anything. I mean, tons of takeaways, but like for me personally, I had like one ultimate takeaway, and it really this morning, because today's the first work day after that,
Yeah.
it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And the phrase was show up.
Show up,
And
baby.
it wasn't just show up. And it wasn't like, it's not show up like I do every day. Because, and you know this, like since Tucci, my 4th born, was born, it's been rough. And so having 4 kids is brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be. It's a lot of work. That's all it is. It's a lot of work. But
Everything's
that's
a lot
the
of
problem
work.
right there. That is literally the problem right there. I just said it was brutal, and that's the kind of stuff I was telling myself, and it really kind of changed like the way I handle home and I handle work. And with the pandemic and everything, and then starting Teledudes, it's almost like what you said, like I kind of bury myself in the work, and it's almost like a getaway sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's incredible how lucky I am to have what I have. And for me to ever show up with the attitude of like, this is hard, this is, anything other than an awesome attitude is incredibly disappointing. And over the last, it's almost been 2 years, but especially over the last year, right? Over the last year, my attitude, I didn't realize it, but it sucks. It sucked at home. And I feel like it kind of carried into work and everything else. Even though I tried really hard at work and I tried hard at home, I had this narrative like that like just almost like an angry kind of narrative. And instead of looking at things like, I am so blessed to have what I have, I focused on the pain instead of the blessing. The pain is actually really little. If you think about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so at that event, and it was primarily marketing and stuff like that, that I came back with this takeaway, and it was like, show up, but not show up like the way I've been showing up, but show up with like my true self, like show up in the state where I am at my best.
Right.
In all situations. So that's being a better father, being a better husband, being a better leader at work, or in any situation that I'm in. I need to not just go to things. I need to show up to things.
Yeah.
You and I, when we first got there, it was a little intimidating, some of the people that we were meeting or not meeting. And it was like, dude, we went there, the first day, but I didn't show up. I didn't, like, my true self did not show up. And after that whole takeaway of last week, I'm really just thinking about everything. I need to show up in all situations. Yeah. I need to be the best father that I can be, the best husband, the best leader at work. And anywhere I go, I need to show up. And I know I haven't been. And that's good that I can see it, because when you can see it, you can change it. And when you make a declaration, you can change stuff. So 400th episode, I just wanted to make that declaration that I am going to show up for my family, my team, for all the insurance dudes and dudettes out there. And especially going forward with the podcast and everything else, is that I'm going to show up every time when we're together and serving insurance agents all over the U.S. nation. And the world. And there's some people in the world. Yeah, we're top 10 in Greece. We're greasy. Yeah. Greece, some Indonesia. What are they thinking? Like, who are these silly Americans? Who are the people that are listening there? But you know what? Right. Shout out to the folks listening in Greece right now. You are greasy. I love it. We'll get you on here. Yeah. Well, email us. Negative. If you're the one listening in Greece, shoot us an email. Shoot us an email. Or shoot Emily an email, emily@theidudes.com, and maybe we'll get you on here. That might be interesting to see if you're from another country and listening. I am so curious to talk to you. Okay, let's take that one step further. If you're in a different country, for some reason you're listening to us, email Emily, EMILY @THEIDUDES.com, and come on. We'll have you on the show and tell us why are you listening to us? Yeah, I'm curious, because there's like a small handful of people from different places, and I go in and look, and I'm like, this is crazy. Like, who are these? Right. Same with the folks in the U.S. If you have something that you think you can bring some value to the Insurance Dudes Nation, we'd love to have you on. So again, filter it through Emily. She has some questions. We do have to screen because we need to screen. So I'll just leave it at that. And we do want to talk to our audience and love it. Love it. And I love you being so vulnerable, Mr. Jason. That is fantastic. It's really, really hard to take ownership doing things that may not be. And I'll tell you, for one, I think you do show up massively for iDudes, for Teledudes, for all the things that we do and all the other stuff that we do together for the podcast. And I'm not with you at home. There's a lot of screaming. So I don't know that I necessarily... I'm interested in being there. Right. For now. No, I'm just kidding. It was fun when I went to the camp. Yeah, they are but I think they're not loud. They're excited. They're so excited. Right. They got energy. Yeah, they have energy. And imagine what that's going to translate to in changing the world when they are doing their insurance dude stuff down the road. Or not. It will if I lead them in the right direction. If not, they're going to do some of the stuff I did, and that's not good. Not good. Yeah. But, and you being vulnerable and taking ownership of your actions, you also, I noticed, were very hard on yourself. And it's easy to also, I think it's important to recognize and to take ownership of those things, but then not beat yourself up too bad, right? I think the most important thing is being aware and knowing, okay, this warrants some change. Because if you take the worlds that you're in, right? I think the most important one is that small circle in the middle. That's your inner circle. That's your family and the people closest to you. And then it widens out in your business relationships and then friends and everything else, right? As the circle goes out. But there's a ripple effect that's created
by how that center circle is managed and how much energy you put into it. I saw you posted that Tony Robbins quote, where your focus goes, your energy flows, right? And I mean, yeah, you got to focus on them. And it is a blessing.
It's crazy because even since I've been back, I mean, like the challenges. So you and I kind of talked about this, but like home, like it was rough for my wife when I was gone because of the 4 small kids. And it's like, there's definitely tension at home because I went, because of it's a business thing, but it's also like, I think it's looked at like a fun thing too. But I did a lot of reflecting, but home was tough for her and tough for the kids. And I come back and I'm like, I'm going to make massive change in all this stuff. And then it wasn't like, I'm in a different place than they are, you know, after that. So it's difficult because I do want to make massive change. But then when you're in situations that you've created over time and you do like a big change, right? It's like the dieting thing. Like you're ready to diet, you go to diet and all of a sudden your friends are eating cheesecake and going, dude, have cheesecake, dude. You always eat cheesecake. You always do this. You always do this, you know?
Right.
It's hard to break out of those molds but you created that situation. So that's where I'm at, is that I've created situations that I'm trying to break out of, and I will, because it's not that deep rooted, but like it's getting out of the comfort and your comfort zone, and it's doing those new things and being hyper aware of the things that you're doing, that you don't do the old patterns, do the new patterns. You know what it's like? It's just like the sales process or anything. It's like, do the new patterns, like do the new funnel. And if you do it long enough, it is what it is. It's not this new thing. Right. So you have to break through this. I mean, who knows? Sometimes it takes a long time where you're just the weirdo. Like when quit drinking, or if anybody quits drinking, I know some people quit and then start and all that stuff. But like when that happens, all your friends like, dude, let's go out. Like, why aren't you drinking? You know, and then you get into that and it's like a week later, they're still like, dude, what are you doing? Come on. It's been a week. Oh, it's been a month. But it slowly fades away. It slowly goes away. And at first it feels like really like, oh, maybe I shouldn't. And then over time it gets easier and easier.
Sure.
But I think it's the consistency, right? It's the consistency that makes the difference with all that stuff.
Yeah. And you can't come back and say, like, talk is cheap. You say all of these things. Hey, I'm going to change. I'm going to do all these things. And even narrating that you're doing these things isn't helping anything, right? It's all in the action.
It's worse.
Yeah, it's worse. Like, hey, give me hey, where's my parade? Give me my presents. It's like, no, you underwent this massive change and have doubled down on the commitment. And I believe 100% that that's the case. But there's been no change at home, right? Right now, as of in the mindset of your wife, it probably was worse because you weren't there. So you come back to the storm that she's been in, and she's here and you're here, and to get there, it's going to be time over action, right? Is what's going to lead to a fundamental mind shift in her mind, and it'll get there because if there's anybody that is more driven than anybody I know, it's you, and you'll just keep doing it until you break through. So you'll get there. You're mixing the cement for the foundation right now. You don't have a foundation.
Right. And I've known that I haven't had the best attitude here and there.
Sure.
And I know that I need to change, but like, when you kind of fed up, there's been a few times in life, it's funny. You always get what you want. So there's many times in life where I've done something, drinking or anything.
Sure.
You should stop. For me, I know I should stop, slowly start drinking less. Then there was just this moment in time where it's like, I am fed up. I'm just not going to do it again. I am going to own this. And that was it. Boom. From that day, it's been like 6 or 7 years since I've had a drink, but I own it because I don't ever want to go back to that place that I was. Even if it was, then it's funny because even when I quit, I would only have like a glass or two of wine a night. But like I would wake up and I didn't feel 100%. And I said, why am I doing this? So for me, that was it. I was like, you know what? this doesn't add, it subtracts. And I'm done. Like, I'm ready for the next level. And and it prepared me for more. Like where I'm at today is 20x where I was then. So
it really speaks to the importance of the present, right? The present right now. Like in all actuality, there's no past, right? It's just it's a memory. There isn't some place that you can go to. We don't have a DeLorean, so we can't get there. And we can use it as a point of reference, but I think that a lot of folks will kind of dwell in that, maybe beat themselves up, or maybe there was some good things that happened. So all they do is, hey, I did this. It doesn't matter. You are what you are right now that you're bringing to the table right now and with the person that you're interacting with and how present you are with them right now. And that's where you can look and see, am I being 100% right now? What stories am I telling myself about how I'm tired or how this or how it's too hard, right? All these things that, no, I mean, I can choose how it's going to be. And I shared with you the story of my trip back where I had an interesting interaction with a woman waiting to get on the plane. Right. We'd had a delay. The American changed our terminal, like not just the gate, but they changed the terminal. So we went from at Dallas. I mean, that's not like just pop on over here. You have to get on the Sky thing and go. I mean, it was a nightmare. And I'm like, look, I remember somebody at the event saying, is it happening to me or is it happening for me? And that really stuck in my mind because if you can think anything that happens is happening for me, that changes the light of that situation and the gravity of it, right? If it's happening to me, it has a negative connotation. If it's happening for me, it's like, wow, okay, now I'm going to look for the lesson maybe in this situation. And and as I had to switch gates or switch and get on the bus and go across, I was thinking, okay, this is happening for me. And it's a lesson in patience, right? Don't get pissed off because I can't control it. The people working at American are doing their best for the most part.
Right.
It is what it is. And this lady in front of me is complaining. Like she's super pissed. She yelled at the lady that's working there, not having a great day and making everybody well aware of that fact. And I was going to try to throw a tidbit of goodness because it's really easy to commiserate, right? To join in that and say, this sucks. Yeah, America. And she's like, I'm never taking American again. And the guy in front of her who was first in line turned to her and said something along the lines of, look, I think they're doing their best. They're doing their best. I don't know that it does any good to tell them that. Like he kind of put her in her place, but it was in a nice way. And she didn't jump on him, but she wasn't tracking with the positive attitude. And then I looked over him. I said, I love that. And I threw in my 2 cents of, hey, I like to think, is it happening to me or is it happening for me? And she really didn't want to have anything to do with positivity at this moment. She didn't yell at us or anything, but she's just like, like it was like one of those things like, look at these two happy-go-luckies. I don't want to be around. And we ended up like not talking to her on the plane. I talked to him a little bit, but I mean, maybe we changed something. Maybe she's going to take a look at that when she gets home and maybe we had an effect. I don't know. But I know that it helped me by doing it because I thought, hey, I've maintained a good attitude and haven't lost it with all of this thing and traveling for 8 hours, to get from Orlando to Tucson. So that was kind of cool. And again, it's just like, okay, this is the situation right now. I'm at the airport. There's nothing I can do, right? There's nothing. And just take it as it's coming. It is what it is, right? I can't push some button and make it go quicker. Right. So, okay, this is some hours of my life. Do I want to wallow in how crappy they are or do I want to enjoy them? And even at the event, remember, I kind of like some stuff was happening at the agency while I'm gone. And I started focusing on that instead of these incredible speakers that are on stage. And you're looking at me like I'm crazy. And it was like, yeah, what am I doing? I can control only my mindset. And I got to get out of this, and eventually got kind of pulled out of it. You helped with that. Thank you. But, again, surrounding yourself by the right people who are going to help move the needle so that you're always showing up. I don't want to be cheesy like everybody on Instagram says now, but showing up as the best version of yourself, right? You can be many different versions. And we all know that we have the Darth Vader version of ourselves and we have the Doc from Back to the Future version. Who do you want to be? I'd rather be Doc. he's cool.
Right.
Right? Have that
Right.
positive attitude. Maybe you don't get shot by the Iranians at the beginning. But luckily he had the vest on, thanks to Marty. So, yeah, man, I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So I think going forward, man, I think you and I both are we're going to really start. We got some stuff cooking.
Oh, yeah. Maybe something where people can go to.
500.
Maybe people are going to go to something. Spoiler alert.
Yep.
Mark your calendars for some date that we don't want to tell you yet, but it could be something brewing. But that's it, right? We really want to just continue to provide that value. So if you know anybody that you think would be an awesome guest, shoot them over to Emily. If you think you're an awesome guest, shoot it over to Emily and stay present, right? Think of this.
Join the Facebook group and tell us where you're at on the group because we're all helping each other. And I think over the last, there's so much crazy negativity all over in the last year, right? Yeah. But it's really important to not be there for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you got to be around other people that want good things. And you know what? The Insurance Dudes community is fantastic. They've always been, we got an awesome group, always helping each other out. So if you're having a problem showing up or whatever, dude, show up with the dudes. Let's have some fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be good time.
It is. It's going to be rocking. And if you want to have some more of these episodes as we close in on episode 1000 in 600 episodes.
Oh, wow.
I would encourage you to press that subscribe button.
Let's do it.
Use your nose and just take the phone, and it's hard, but you can do it.
Like Mr. Craig.
And that, my friends, is episode 4.
And that is how we do it.
I gotta have more cowbell, baby.
Thanks for being here. We'll see you soon.
Hey, Jason.
Yes, Mr. Craig.
That was another awesome episode, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if people want to get a little bit more action and learn how to write 100,000 in premium off of even the worst internet leads, where could they go?
They can go to live.teledudes.com.
Ooh, that sounds exciting. Are we going to be there?
Yes. It's a weekly call that we're doing right now it's live, and it will show you the process. The entire process is super awesome.
I love it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Sign up right now, live.teledudes.com.
Live.teledudes.com. That's live.teledudes.com.
Hey, Craig, there's a new community that we are starting that I cannot wait to tell everybody about. It is our live texting community where you and I are going to answer people's questions and give them free content, right?
Are you kidding me? We get to talk to them?
Yeah, which is awesome, but they have to opt in. They have to text us at 520-214-2219. That's 520-214-2219.
Nice.
Craig, are you going to respond to these texts?
I'm going to respond to them for sure. Live.
I'm into it too. It's going to be awesome. And it's going to be our new texting community where we're going to get back to everybody that we can and drop some crazy content, free content, and free the calculator that you just came up with. That's right. The calling calculator, sales material. Everything for insurance agents. This is it. It's the best texting community out there for insurance agents.
Well, what the heck is that number again? I can't remember it.
It's 520-214-2219. That's 520-214-2219.
I love it. I'm going to text it right now.
520-214-2219.
All right. I'll see you later, Mr. Jason.
Bye, Mr. Craig.
Wait, do they even listen to this on the radio anymore?
I love it. I love it.
Nice.
All right.